Alright guys, what's up? I'm gonna be using my girlfriend sleeping voice. So I'm gonna be talking a little low. But I'm gonna show how to spawn trap hunted. How I go about spawn trapping when I'm not playing the objective and just being an asshole. But pretty much how the spawns work, it's kinda obvious to a lot of you. But if you're new to Call of Duty and you know how spawns work, the game Black Ops 3, each Call of Duty is different. Spawns people in usually behind A or C dom. The majority of the time that's where the game wants to spawn you, so depending on where the enemy team is, you're gonna get spawned farthest away from them and not in their line of sight. So here, since you have to pay attention to your minimap in order to know how to spawn trap. So look at all those blue arrows, they're behind me. Obviously they're all by B and C, so the enemies are gonna be coming off the A spawn, and I knew that, so therefore I'm going to sit in this room and camp, lay prone, and I'm just waiting for my UAV to pick them up. If they decide to come in this room, I could just start spraying at them. If I see them, there we go, if I see them just chilling over at A, or I look at my UAV and see all those red dots, I'll take a little sneak peek and start shooting. That's all there is to spawn trapping. The main thing about spawn trapping is you just need to know where your teammates are, and that's it. That as simple as that. I'm not going to overcomplicate it like a lot of videos do. Just look at your minimap. I see that they're all near B and C. That means enemies are probably going to start spawning behind A. It's not always like this though, and you always want to listen for the commentator too. If you're spawn trapping, like this, for instance, we hold A and C, so that's kind of weird. But if you are trying to spawn trap a C or A flag, just listen. Let them take it. Let the commentator go. Enemy taking A, enemy taking C, and that's the best way to spawn trap. You're gonna get kills like that, and you want to run hive too. So in case they do try and flank you and they're catching on to you spawn trapping, you have protection from behind. That's what she said. But look at that, hive picking up kills. So here's how to do it on hunted. Just sit in this room, and the reason you don't want to aim down sight, I got took out there, but I went on a little 13th streak. I like to set my sentries looking at their spawns too, as you see I was doing it earlier. But the main thing you want to do is you don't want to go too deep in the spawn. So if you go too deep, the game's going to flip spawns and they're going to start spawning at C. Because the game, like I said, it doesn't want to, in Black Ops 3, doesn't want to spawn enemies and teammates near each other. So if you know how to spawn trap, like I was doing over at A, and now I'm doing it at C, I realized spawns flipped because I spawned over by, there's spawn videos out there, I'm not going to share it too much in this video, but once you learn how spawns work, it makes it easier. See, I spawned A, so now I know they're probably at C. I'm going to go start rushing C, get in that little room, and just go prone and stare towards that little door. That's a popular choke point. A choke point is a place where there's a lot of traffic. So, like that, if you go too deep, it's going to flip spawns, so you don't want to do that. Stay right here, go prone, spawn trap them. That's where they like to come from. Up, I got hit from the back. It happens. But hey, got 23 kills in the first half already. So there's kind of like an invisible line. It's hard to explain, but a good example would be just say you're spawn trapping A, and there's a certain point that if you go past that, it'll flip spawns. Right here, I know that they're going to be spawning C and B in between those areas, so now I'm just standing right here and looking at it. Already aimed down sight. Nothing I could do about that. I thought that was the enemy, or I thought the enemy was still alive. But that's spawn trapping in a nutshell. Pay attention to your minimap and listen for the commentator if anyone's taking anything, depending on how many flags you hold. It's common sense. Take an A, take this little bitch out. I got took out, but What can I do? Alright, I see we hold A, but they spawned us at C. So that means enemies must be near A. Watch, we're probably going to take it soon. Oh, wow. Like, I remember I told you, it doesn't always work like that. It didn't. That was a weird spawn. It spawned me in between C and B. If the game starts spawning you in between, like, C and B, that means enemies are at both C and A. Right next to it, so the game had to give you a fair chance of survival and spawn you in between C and B. So if you get spawned not right behind A or right behind C, like, you know, when you spawn off the beginning of a domination match, they spawn you right near A and C, that means that the enemies are around there. So anytime you spawn in between C and B or A and B, means enemies are at both flags, so be prepared. Alright, hope this helped out. I'm going to make another episode on a different map. Late. Thanks for watching.